Welcome back. My name's Feild, and I'm here today with Lance Robinson at the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo. Our next event today will be the calf roping.
Calf rope is an event that is sometimes used on the ranch when they need to doctor some kind of animal, a calf or a cow or steer, when they don't have other people there and they're alone. They need to have their horse help them so they can tie them down and perform those procedures. In the rodeo arena, you rope them with the long rope and tie them with the short. You use what we call a pig and string. You string it on the front foot, bring the two back ones forward, put two wraps around all 3 feet and a hooey on the back too. You have to do this to have a legal time, and there's a judge watching over it. Our first contestant here is Stetson Vest from Childress, Texas. He's a fairly new contestant here. He's been going for a couple years. He's a model. He models part-time and rodeos full-time. I'm sure he'll get a lot of laughs about that.
Stetson's a part of the Cooper family, related, and them guys all know how to rope calves.
He ran this one down the arena a little bit further than he wanted to and had a little bit of trouble getting the calf up. He put a wrap and a half on it. It also is legal for 1 wrap and a hooey. He's 9'9", probably won't help him a lot. Is good enough to, here again, we have 2 go-rounds and an average, 2 competitions per cowboy. You get to run 2 calves, so if he can put that with another quick time, it'll have to be quicker than that to win something in the average or aggregate. But here you can see on the front foot, around the back, and then the hooey on the back 2 feet.
As you can see there, the horse is trained. They're highly trained, very expensive animals, and that horse you want him to keep the rope tight while he's tying that calf, so it'll enable him to be a little faster.
Our next contestant is Tuf Cooper from the Cooper family. He's a world champion. His father, Roy Cooper, re-identified the calf roping. He changed the way we rope calves, and this kid's come out and he's done a lot of good for the business and a lot of good for himself, and he ropes a lot like his dad. He has a lot of the same movements. He also ran down the arena quite a ways. His calf was there waiting for him, put him on the ground. Calf strained, kicked a little bit. Still a really good run at 10-2 for all the things that happened to him. Here in this event, the calf roping horse, it's the only event in the rodeo business where they actually get off the horse. So the horse is left there alone. It's like having a dance partner that's all the way across the room, has to have the moves the same way the cowboy has them and not have contact with him. Okay, Tuf had a time of 10-2. It probably wasn't what he was looking for, but with all that happened to him during that run, it's still a remarkable time. Like Louis said, these are very expensive horses and they're highly trained, and that's a good horse right there with a great cowboy on it.
Our next calf roper coming up today is Bradley Bynum from Sterling, Texas. Another one of them Texas cowboys. There's a bunch of them down there that are awfully tough in the calf roping. Seems like every year at the NFR, probably 10 of the 15 guys at the National Finals Rodeo are calf ropers from Texas.
Seems like everybody in Texas ropes calves, and this is a good one. Last year was his first time at the NFR. Roped this calf very quickly. Had to pick him up off the ground, but he did that in a hurry also. Put 2 wraps and a hooey on there. That was an outstanding run at 8 flat.
Like that calf was a little smaller calf and a little easier for this cowboy to handle him. Probably one of the draws in the herd tonight. One that they really like to get.
He made a great run, and 2 of those kind of runs will win a lot of money here at Spanish Fork.
We'll toss it down to Caitlin now, and she's going to have a word with Bradley and see what he had to say about his run.
I'm here with tie-down roper Bradley Bynum. It looked like you had a good get out there. Can you tell us a little bit about your ride today?
It was a really good calf. Just tried to get out on her really good and just rope her and see what happened.
Okay, is there anything that you would like to do differently in the future, or
I really would like to keep the calf standing a little more. It kind of cost me, and when she went down off her feet, I had to get her up, and if that's one thing I'd like to change on the run, I'd like to keep her on her feet.
Lance, I was wondering, Bradley said he'd like to keep that calf on his feet to be a little faster. How's that going to help him be faster?
What these cowboys are trying to do is have that calf standing when they get there, so it eliminates one step of getting the calf up, then having to flank him down. In fact, if he's standing there, they almost can get to the calf and flank at the same time. getting one up and then flanking, it takes a lot of time, so that's what they're talking about. They'd like to have them there standing on 4 feet. They can run in and actually flank at the same time they're touching the calf.
Makes a lot of sense.
Our next contestant in the tie down is Trevor Brazile from Decatur, Texas. A couple of these cowboys are related to him that have already gone. I don't know that we can say anything about Trevor that hasn't already been said. He's a multiple world champion. Anything to do with a rope, any event, tripping, team roping, calf roping, he's one of the very best at it. He'll go down as one of the greatest cowboys, if not the greatest time event cowboy of all time. Always rides good horses, ropes smart, got it around here. That calf was standing up, so it gave Trevor an opportunity to be fast, but the calf strained on him. And Trevor, being the wise old competitor that he is, he didn't take a chance of a wrap and a half. He put 2.5 and a hui on him, and the calf is struggling to get up. Probably would have got up, and he'd had a no time had he put a wrap and a hui on him here. You can see how that calf was there, standing when he got there, and it eliminates at least a step or two if you can have him standing there on their feet. But it was still a good run, even though the calf pushed on him quite a bit. His time's going to be a little bit longer. He was 8.8 and could have been extremely fast had the calf let him pick his feet up. And
Our next calf roper here today is Josh Peak from Pueblo, Colorado.
Josh is a multiple event cowboy. He ropes calves, steer wrestles, team ropes a little bit. He's kind of Charlie Hustle of the timed events. He's always moving forward. He's real aggressive. He's not as big and strong as some of the other competitors here, but he's always going forward. He missed his calf here today, but he was trying to win first. He got a good start out of the barrier, and the calf might have moved to the inside a little bit, or it was just a bad shot there with his rope. Yeah, he did move a little bit on him there, and that might have caused him to miss a little. And and a little bit like that, it's like trying to shoot a basketball at a moving basket. And when they moved just a little bit, had he been close, I mean, he could catch that calf 100 times in a row if he wasn't just trying to catch him so fast.
Our next calf roper here today is Stran Smith from Childress, Texas. He's another one of the Cooper clan. Even though he's not a Cooper, they're by a few different marriages, or they're a force to reckon with.
He's a past world champion. He has a lot of experience. He's been doing this for years. Gets a quick start, gets down the rope well, flanks him extremely well, and now the calf strained a little bit. Some of that could be because of the horse pulled maybe just a little bit too much and caused the calf to strain a little bit, but a lot of times those calves are going to strain anyway. But this horse worked really well, and right when he went to put the back legs up, this horse moved that calf a little bit, and that could cause him to just strain just a little bit. And again, this is the event where you're not on the horse, so you're asking the horse to think for himself, and a lot of times the horse has to make a decision on whether to pull or not, and sometimes it's not to the benefit of the cowboy.
We're going to go down to Caitlin now, and she's going to catch up to Stran and see what Stran thought about his run.
This is tie-down roper Stran Smith. It looked like you had a great get out. You got your rope thrown fast. Did the calf struggle with you at all?
Yeah, just a little bit. It probably cost me winning the day money, probably for sure. But that's the way it goes. Some of them are good, and some of them want to kick a little bit, and so you take it with what it's worth.
So how much training do you usually do for this sort of thing?
This is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week deal. I've trained for 20 years to do this. So I've been doing it professionally for 20 years, and I don't practice as much as I used to. It's more quality instead of quantity now. But work out every day. Try to stay in shape. Try to stay up with these young guys. But it's something that you have to keep your body fit and your horse in shape, and so it's something that you have to live it and breathe it.
And you've got a family. Does your family travel with you?
Yes, my wife and my 3 kids travel with me, and so, and that balancing that. My boys are in school now. We used to homeschool our first son, and then the last couple of years they wanted to go to school, and so I've stayed at home, and so this is a new deal for us now. Rodeoing back out on the road with my whole family. And but I enjoy it. Are your boys following in your footsteps? Well, I got one little cowboy over there that's that's all he wants to do is rope and ride and chase calves, and he loves it. Another one, he told me he retired when he was 5, and then our little girl is 2, and that's all she wants to do is ride a horse and go to the ranch with me whenever we're home. So they're probably beat with the stick also, so they'll have the sickness also.
Our next calf roper today is from just up the road in Idaho. His name is Matt Shiozawa. Been to the National Finals Rodeo several times, and really a hustler, a great athlete. Matt is one of the better athletes in the calf roping that we have today.
He is a great athlete. He was a tremendous basketball player in high school, real quick, caddy on the ground, can do a lot of good things with his lariat rope and his pig and string, but he's kind of one of the Charlie Hustles too. He gets a lot of things done in a hurry. Gets his calf flanked quick, puts a wrap and a half on him, and man, that looked way good.
See right there, I think Matt broke the barrier today. His horse's chest hit the barrier rope right there, and that breaks a little string there. Means he came out of the box too quick, and that gives him a 10-second penalty. So that takes him out of the money, even though he had a good fast time there and everything went real good. See right there? He hits that barrier, and that's the penalty.
And plus 10 anymore doesn't work at any rodeo, even if you have 2 head. So he would have been extremely fast, but he's got to give the same head start as the rest of the cowboys, and that's what makes this fair, is that barrier.
Our next calf roper today is Seth Hopper from Stanfield, Oregon. He's a cowboy I don't know a lot about. Maybe Lance can give us a little insight on Seth and what he's all about.
He's been roping for quite a while. He hasn't really broke out and gone to the rodeos all year long. I think this is the first year that he's really tried to go make the national finals. Ropes pretty good and rides a good horse. Here he gets it on quickly. The calf is down. This is another one of those calves I'm sure he wishes he was standing when he got there. So it took a little time to get him up, and this calf moved a little bit one way and seemed to follow him well. He missed his slack there. Didn't seem to cause any trouble except maybe knock the calf down. If he'd have had a hold of that slack, it takes a little of jerk out of there, and you can keep him standing a lot easier. He puts 2.5. No, he put a wrap and a half on him, and he should have a fairly good time here. And 2 of those times like that, 7-6 will work, and he could have a big check in the average.
Our next calf roper today will be Blair Burk from Durand, Oklahoma. He's been around for a long time. Him and his dad been calf ropers and pretty famous guys.
Like Louis said, a father, an uncle, a grandfather. His dad's a great mentor to a lot of these calf ropers from Oklahoma and Texas, sells a lot of calf roping horses, makes a lot of calf roping horses, and Blair's been a real effective calf roper for many years at the NFR and all these rodeos. Gets out, gets it on him quickly. The calf kind of got up there with him, made a good run. Blair was a little sticky on that rope getting down the rope. Maybe Father Time's catching up with him a little bit. A lot of these younger guys are down there a little bit quicker, but still makes a real effective run, and he's still a winner at all these rodeos.
I don't know how many times that Blair's been to the national finals, but it's been a lot, but I don't think he's made it for a few years. Looks like he's taking another run at it next year.
He's 7-4, and let's go down and talk to Caitlin with Blair and see if we can get a little insight on what's happening here at this rodeo and in his rodeo career right now.
I'm here with tie-down roper Blair Burk. Blair, how did you feel about that run?
It was a good, solid run tonight. I had a good run today, and I just need to come back with a quick run tonight. The calves are really good, and the times are fast, so you had to go with it.
And what kind of a tie did you use?
I used a wrap and a hui, so it's a fast tie. It's a quick rope, and you need to take a little shortcut every once in a while.
Next up is Clint Robinson. We had the opportunity to go to Clint's place and get to know Clint a little better and see what goes on in his life and the life of a professional rodeo cowboy.
My dad's Lance Robinson. We originally grew up in Farmington, Utah. He's kind of been in the thoroughbred racehorse business, quarter horse racehorses, and he started rodeoing back, I think, in the early 80s, made the NFR 6-7 times, and got close to winning the all-around one year. My parents are probably the biggest influence on me. You know, my dad gave me every opportunity to be successful, you know. Got a lot of good horses for me, kept me in good cattle all the time, and shoot, When he was out of town, my mom run me around to the rodeo, so it was kind of a team deal, and they've been behind me ever since. When I was young, my dad kept me 30, 40 calves fresh all the time and 6 or 7 practice horses, and I got at it. Yeah, and on the calf roping event, I mean, I think horses, I mean, people say it's probably 89% horse, because in that calf roping event, it takes a really special horse to go all the year with you. Take the miles, they got to run and stop and work the rope every time. And you got to have a horse that, is a winner. He can take the crowd. You can't get on a horse that doesn't take the crowd at big rodeos, and, he's level-headed and just kind of knows his job and lets you go do your job every time, and that's the ones you want to take down the road with you. I got 4 real good horses. The horse I ride at the national finals, he's 21 years old, so I kind of save him for the big rodeos, but I got 3 or 4 real good horses. Try to keep 2 or 3 going with me all the time. Calf roping, I mean, you're in the practice pen so much, fine-tuning the horse, fine-tuning yourself. I mean, there's so much timing involved in that event. And, you'll take your horse, if you got your good horse going, you'll score a few calves where he's going off the bang of the gates, or you don't want him leaving with the gates. It's a little bit of everything. You got to keep the horse running. It's just a lot of little things go on to keep on working. There's a lot of time and effort trying to find the good horses to let you win. But, I mean, there's no secret to it. It's the people that work at it and fine-tune it and got the good horses are going to be the people that win. Top guys in the world, I mean, you're going to work at your deal and kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses. And so you're going to work on how, some guys might take extra swings to set their run up. Some guys might think they need to reach a little farther. It just all depends on your style and how it works for you. I try to score and get it on them pretty early and just kind of know mistakes. And that's kind of been my key to success.
Lance, as we watched Clint's video there, how would you say that his style and the way he goes about his calf roping career compared to what you did in yours?
His is a lot faster.
It has progressed a long ways. As I've watched this the last 30 years or so, it's amazing what them guys can do. You used to rope a calf in 10 seconds and everybody's eyes would bug out, and now they rope them in 6 and 7 seconds. Why do you think that is? What is it that they do better than like the guys in our era did?
Well, I think a lot of things, but it's just progressed to the point there's a lot of things that happen now in the calf roping that didn't. They rope a different type of calves now, and I'm not saying it's all that, but a lot of it, when we were rodeoing, we didn't try to leave them standing. A lot of times we wanted to have them on the ground and pick them up and tie them, and they roped different kind of calves, more native calves back in the old days when you and I were rodeoing. But a lot of it is, I think, just the techniques have changed. Like I mentioned a little while ago, Roy Cooper changed the techniques in rodeo. We reach a lot more now. We stand them up. We're down there. The flanking's different. The tying's different. Everything's just, it's more focused towards speed instead of consistency.
I think when you watch the calf roping at the NFR some nights, it's just phenomenal what them guys can do. Somebody will rope one in 7 flat, and right behind him somebody 6'9", then 6'8", and gets the people on their feet, and it's a very entertaining event to watch when you're watching the best guys in the world.
I think a lot of it has to do that there's more schools to go through. There's more technology now that we have to learn and progress, and I think it's like all sports. They're getting better and better as the years go by.
I think that's just the way it goes. Here we're going to watch Clint rope his calf now.
Clint's on a horse he bought here last winter named Mikey. He's a real nice horse, and he has a calf here that he gets a good start and gets it on him quickly. Calf comes up off the ground to him. He puts 2.5 wraps on him. I think it was a real solid run for the kind of calf he had and where he had to go. He maybe stubbed his toe just a little on his first calf, his first competition here, and so he needs to make a little bit of time up to get in that average. He's kind of a big, strong kid, so he doesn't have a lot of trouble flanking him, and that calf came up off the ground really good for him to get that go there.
I think as we watch the calf roping, them horses don't make a wrong move. They break hard, they break fast, they stop smooth and let them guys get away from them real good, and just don't overwork that rope, but keep it tight all the time, and try not to get that calf to straining on them, and it's a real art to be able to get that done.
So he was 7 flat on this one. That's what he wanted to do. He needed to be pretty quick on this calf, like I said, to be there in the average. So
We'll go to Caitlin now, and she's going to have a little chat with Clint and see what Clint thought about his run.
Clint, how was that ride for you today?
Man, it was good. I mean, hometown rodeo, be that fast tonight. It was fun to be in front of everybody.
Yeah, you're from Spanish Fork. What's it like to be here in front of all your friends and family?
Oh, everybody's here, you know, but this rodeo's starting to really step up. It's starting to be one of the best rodeos on the 24th, and the committee's great, and they're trying to add more money and make it better for us, so we're pleased.
Our next calf roper is Trent Walls from Stephenville, Texas. I think Trent's been around for quite a while. I believe he went to the national finals several times quite a few years ago, and he'd probably be one of our older guys entered tonight.
He did. He was rodeoing back when we were rodeoing, and it's amazing that he can still do what we'd call the speed event here with these young guys. And he's been down there. He grew up in Texas, lives in Texas, and ropes like a Texan. Got it on him quickly, has a chance to win first right here. The calf was standing, puts 2.5 on him, made a really good run. And I'd say at his age, that was a remarkable run.
I don't know for sure, but I think Trent's got to be probably up to around close to 40 years old or 40 plus, isn't he?
He's 40 plus years old, I'm sure.
He still looks like he's in shape. He does a great job, and I'll bet you he works really hard at his physical fitness, and quite an individual there.
That was a great run at 7.3, and it will give him an opportunity to be there in the average also with his other run. But seriously, it's a big deal at his age to be able to go as fast as he did. Here's another roper, Shane Hanchey. He spends a lot of time at our place. He hangs out with Clint a lot. They rodeo together. He's a really fast kid. Real aggressive roper. This is kind of the next generation where everything's just full blast. He lives in the fast lane, ropes in the fast lane, and he's all about speed. Gets a way good start. If he didn't break the barrier, that's as close as you can be. Calf standing there waiting for him, flanks him, puts him back down, and ties him up. Does a really, really good run.
Looked like he got a real good go at that calf. That horse run real hard across the line and got him up there really close and in good position to where he could set things up the way he wanted them.
See, those horses are trying to stop. They're cued by your swing and what you're doing with your legs and everything else, and they're trying to put as much time away as they can for you. So it's almost like they're stopping too quick. And that horse right there, it kind of bowed him down when he was roping. So it was he's just right on the borderline of stopping too quick. But that's how they rope these days. You've got to rope on the edge to be the very fastest, and that's how they're getting these fast times. And those horses are obviously helping with it. Here's the leaderboard. The first go-round, you can see this is a lot of these people ran in the slack for their first go-round, and they'll come back and run their second one in the performance. But this was a pretty tight rope, and in that many places go from 7 flat to 7.5. And here the second go-round, the fastest is 6.7. There's Clint at 7 flat, but 6.7 to 7.3, I'd say that's kind of like crawling in a snake pit.
0.6 of a second between first and 8th is pretty tight, and here we got the average up here to the cumulative score 14.5 on 2 calves, 7.2.5 seconds, 7.2.5 on each of 2 calves. That's pretty fast.
That's good. Well, we've wound up the calf roping here, or tie down roping I should say, and we'll go to our next event, the barrel racing.